Welcome back to the Four Stars YouTube channel. Welcome back to more Taylor the Toffees that Everton save on Football Manager 2017. This looks a bit different to you. It's a brand new webcam. I no longer use my phone to record because it just kills the battery outright. So I bought a webcam, and it will be the one that I'm going to be using for streaming, which will hopefully start next week if all goes to plan. So keep an eye out for that. But we're going to carry on with Everton today. Now, bit of a change of plan from what I was going to do. This is going to be kind of like a mix-up in January, because there may be some signings coming in. I need a striker, and I'll just see what else is available. Bit of matches thrown in as well, but first of all, I've got to show you the goals from the games off screen. It was a soaking day at Goodison Park against Everton. We took the lead on 17 minutes. Jagielka, another defender, scoring a goal. That's his second. 1-0 lead there. Everton doubled their lead on the 49th minute. Yunus Kabul with a calamitous own goal. Good control, well not really, no, it ended up in their own net. Watford pulled a goal back on the 77th minute. Okaka putting through a Troy Deeney. Watford bring it back to 2-1. On the 87th minute, it was a substitute Ross Barkley with a goal. Came on for Ronaldinho. Nice finish, tidy goal. 87th minute, we were 3-1 up. Watford did give us a scare late on. They got a second in the first minute of injury time. Okaka with the goal. 3-2. That's how it ended, thankfully. Watford couldn't get that last goal to save a point. Everton were rampant at the Britannia Stadium. First goal coming in 7 minutes. Delafeu with a finish to give us the 1-0 lead away against Stoke. Ross Barkley set up Niasse, who finished to make it 2-0 on 55 minutes. And then Stoke did win a penalty. The foul was on Jeff Cameron, I think, by Niasse. Stoke had a chance to put it up to 2-1. Bojan would take the penalty, but it was a terrible penalty. Casilla equal to it, and it stayed at 2-0. Everton completed the convincing win, a third goal, and it was substitute Romelu Lukaku with a goal to make it 3-0, and a good win against Stoke. Everton took the lead at the Hawthorns. Delafeu at the far post. Myhill could do nothing about the goal. A 1-0 lead against West Brom with less than 7 minutes played. Albion did get an equaliser. The Joey O'Brien free kick ended up at Rondon's feet, and Rondon set up Berahino for an easy finish from about 7 or 8 yards. 1-1. West Brom's winner came in the 83rd minute. Duarte with a tremendous piece of footwork and a very good finish to make it West Brom 1, Everton 2. Everton straight out of the starting box against Sunderland. Delafeu with the first goal with only about 90 seconds played. And then Delafeu scored again on the 28th minute. Nice assist by Lennon. Delafeu with an easy header at the far post. 2-0 with 28 minutes played. Sunderland pulled a goal back early on in the second half. Lemine Kone with the goal to bring it back to 2-1. And then Everton scored a third goal. This was a Romelu Lukaku getting this goal. A start for him in this game, and he rewarded us with a goal here, 59 minutes. And then Lukaku scored again 5 minutes later. Another header from about the same distance. 2 goals in 6 minutes, really. Good 4-1 win. And then we faced Crystal Palace at home after a goalless draw at Selhurst Park in the opener. We took the lead on the 69th minute, Lukaku breaking the deadlock. And then Everton sealed the win 2-0, and it was a rare goal for Darren Gibson in the first minute of injury time. Only his 7th career league goal in about 10 years. So as you can see, we're in tremendous form. We're unbeaten in the last 8 games. We've only lost 2 all season. They're against Man City and Man United. We haven't actually drawn a lot of games either. We are in fabulous form. And on January 1st, we are top of the table by a point. I never thought I'd see Everton top, but it's not in this season anyway. In terms of bringing people in, we need a striker definitely, and probably another left back. I think Oviedo might be on his way out. He started well, but I haven't really played him as much. And maybe like a defensive midfielder, like a box-to-box midfielder. I'm not quite sure, but we'll see what's out there. So we did complete a signing before the window opens, and it's a youngster, 18-year-old centre-back from the Czech Republic. This is Matej Chalice. It's Chalice or Chalice, I'm not quite sure. Only 18, plays for the Czech Republic, actually been capped for the under-21s a few times. And, you know, his basic attributes for a central defender are very solid. 15 heading, and, you know, 12s and 13s and 14s everywhere else, and some good stats elsewhere as well. Decent work rate, good jumping reach, you know, that will go along with the heading nice, good fitness and good stamina. Bravery is good as well at 14. I think we've got an up-and-coming centre-back here, and we may see him in some cup games. I'm not sure. He may well go out on loan for the rest of the season. I'm not quite sure, but we've got ourselves a youngster, and he may be a decent one for the future. We'll have to wait and see. Yeah, we also won Manager of the Month for December because we won 6 out of 7 games. So we won something. And quickly, I'll show you actually. If I show you the Premier League screen, I'll show you manager movements. I just think it's quite interesting to see who's been, who's gone and who's come in. So let's start this from date. So all of these sackings have come in December. Of course, there's the thing about Koeman leaving because we took his job.
He took his job! He took it, girl! Took it!
But there's been a few managerial casualties, and they've all been in December. So Pochettino was sacked by Spurs. They were in 11th place. And they brought in Marcelo Bielsa. Mark Hughes sacked Stoke and brought in Sam Allardyce, of all people. Bob Bradley's been sacked by Swansea, but they haven't got a replacement yet, so there's probably a caretaker manager there. And the same for Middlesbrough and Karanka. He's also been sacked. So a few managerial casualties. You can see Middlesbrough and Swansea down in the relegation zone. Spurs are in 11th. Stoke are in 15th. They're not having the best of seasons either. We are right up in first place, but I've seen a lot of people have Everton relegated in the first season, like other saves. And people managing Everton and getting sacked, and obviously not doing it right because we're top of the table on the 1st of January. I'll just have a look at the social feed because there's quite a lot to get through, and differing opinions about my work so far at Everton. Ruby Peachin, whenever I find myself in trouble, I ask, what would Andy Forssman do? And then you've got Colin and Lola either side. Colin saying an award for what exactly? That's an award for 6 wins out of 7 in the month. And Lola Stimson says, another stroke of luck for the overrated one. Come on. We've had the special one. We've had the normal one. Apparently I'm the overrated one. Besic, I offered him out last time round and can't want him on loan. They're going to pay all of his wages, so I will accept that for now. But I'd rather he go permanently, but we'll see if we get anything else for him. Red Bull Salzburg also offering and asking for him on loan, but that's not enough wages. I mean, if you don't use him, you can pay all of his wages. If not, let's say 50. Let's try that. They've negotiated now. They're not paying enough there. Bayern have inquired about Lukaku. Now they're asking 33 million. That's not enough. We're talking 60 million, 66 million. Oh, offer's been withdrawn, okay. I don't unveil players, that's a waste of time. Okay, so we've got a game against Hull. Hull are bottom of the Premier League. Now, the home fixture, I think we beat them 5-1, if I'm not mistaken. 5-1, yeah, it was our first home game of the season. A very convincing win. Balassi got a hat-trick in that game. There's an own goal and a goal for Jagielka. So hopefully we'll have the same sort of luck with this game, but we'll wait and see. I'm not going to go into too much detail with these highlights. I'll only show, you know, maybe some clear-cut chances. Idrissa Gueye suspended for this match, so I just wanted to change that. In fact, the team's looking very bad, but that is probably because our last game was 2 days ago, so we need to make some drastic changes to this lineup. Okay, so I made 10 changes. The only player that retained his place is Casilla, but all of the outfield players have been changed round. And Besic will be on the bench. I'm going to try and put him in the shop window. And Valencia also on the bench. And Liam Walsh as well. We haven't seen him in a while. He's had 1 goal, actually, which was, I think, in a cup game. And we're going to maybe see him today. Going to leave Jacob and Barkley out completely because they need a rest. Okay, so Hull have Marshall in goal, a back four of Robertson, Maguire, Dawson and Lenihan. Snodgrass, Henriksen, Livermore and El Mohammadi. And Mbakani looking very isolated up top. That's kind of funny to see him all the way up there. Very defensive formation by Hull though. On the bench, McGregor, Bruce, Huddleston, Diamande, Maloney, Curtis Davis and Abel Hernandez. Oh, Everton, Hull actually having early chances here. They've hit the woodwork and they've had a decent chance. So far we've yet to have a shot, but we are having more of the ball, but we've done nothing with it so far. Okay, half time. Weren't really in the game very much. Had a lot of the ball, but didn't really get a lot of shots away. Keep going out there and you can still win this one. That's not a good team talk. This is a very rotated side, so I'm not expecting miracles here. I don't want to lose though. It would be bad to lose against Hull. I mean, we've only had 2 losses all season. If Hull was one of them, that would be bad. Especially considering they are bottom. Here's Niase though, through and goal. We're going to stay with it. Has a shot, but it drags it wide. Okay, Niase not done very well today. We're going to bring on Valencia. We've barely seen him recently. So we're going to bring him on. See if we have any more luck with him up front. Defended very well, but going forward, we've been very lacklustre. Oh god, there's hardly any time left. There's 5 minutes left. Gibson's looking exhausted, so we'll bring on Walsh. So, you know, let's try Besic. Let's put him in the shop window, see what he can do. But that was one of the most boring games of the season so far. 0-0 draw against Hull. There were very little highlights in that game. Defended well, but going forward, we offered very little. How many shots did we have in that game? 8 shots, 2 on target. Hull had 7 shots and 1 on target. What a boring game. So just, you know, I'm just going to play the one game today, that Hull game. We've got a cut game against Cardiff coming up. I was going to do the games either side of that. I think the other game would have been against, was it Manchester United? Yeah, so we won't be doing that. Next time, though, I think we're going to do those Chelsea and Bournemouth games, but we're going to stay with this for a bit. We're going to have a look at some potential signings. I've signed a new contract for Barkley, though. He's got to sign a new 4-year deal. He's almost doubled his wage. He was on about 46 grand. He's now on £87,000 a week. And he's worth 22 million pounds, but he's valued at 30. So there he is, and he's going to be with us for the rest of the save very much. Lukaku is now happy to stay because PSG are no longer interested. So we're going to happy Lukaku again. Maybe that means he's going to start scoring more goals. So we'll start him a bit more. He's had a few games on the bench to think about what he's done. And, well, he's come back in and he's had a bit of resurgence of form, so I think we'll stick with him for now. But Niase is there if we need him as well. So, Ignacio Camacho could be a very decent signing. There was someone else interested in him. Who was that? I believe it was Spurs? Fred's a decent option, but he's costs a lot of money. 17 to 32 million is a lot. But it's affordable. Okay, so let's see what's on offer then. So let's have a look at strikers, because that's a position that needs addressing. So let's see what sort of strikers we've got here. And there's a lot there. Right, so attributes. This is how I look for transfers. So what I'll do, say we wanted, let's say we wanted another target man, because, you know, we get a lot of crosses into the box from wide. So we look at the attributes of target man, attributes at least 15, and then I get this down to maybe about 9 or 10 out of 12. 10 out of 12 will probably give us about 20 or 30 players, or 3. Wayne Rooney's there. Now you see Rooney now, his natural position, well, he's natural in all 3 of those positions, but his best position is an advanced playmaker in that number 10. We don't really need that. We've got Barkley and we have Ronaldinho, but I'm going to scout him. Let's see if Manchester United want to offer him out or anything like that. So look at some of these other guys. So we've got Ivan Santini he's from Con. So I don't know if these guys speak English as well. Sometimes the English thing really does help. Like, it's massively important to me. Okay, so let's put all these attributes down to 14. Let's see if we get anyone there. So now we've got 80 players. Well, over 100 players. We'll put that to 11. Let's see what we get now. Oh, Perica. He looks like he could be decent. Let's have a look at him. Udinese striker. Udinese unlikely to want to sell him. Perica. Now, he's by no means any Lukaku. But decent heading. First touch isn't too bad. Finishing could be better, but it's okay. Mentals at first look okay, and physicals look good. Good strength, good jump and reach. Pace, well, a little bit of pace. Not great though. We've got one run report on him, but we'll have a look at that. Let's go into our searches and go down to general and language spoken. And let's look for some players that speak English. Troy Dean is there. I did see Charlie Austin as well, but he's not long joined Southampton, so I doubt that we'll get him. Dini, Diafra Sakho could be decent. He's wanted as well. He wants Sakho. Southampton and Wolfsburg. We should be aiming higher. We're top of the league. We could be going for the title, but we need to aim higher than that. Anthony Latalik. God, that's a name for the past. Right, I've unticked realistic transfers. It's a ballsy move, seeing as we're Everton, but we're top of the league. We could attract some interest here. Let's see who we can get. And Mandzukic is 30 years old, but again, could be great. There's a lot of options here. Strikers, I'm not sure who we'll end up getting in the end. Right, so I think our next port of call is, let's have a look at some defensive midfielders. Oh no, but we want a box-to-box midfielder, I think. Defensive midfielders, we've got McCarthy and we've got Guay. So let's have a look at some box-to-box midfielders. Now, let's see who can get here. Now, my favourite is Henderson, but he plays for Liverpool. There's no way he's coming. So we'll forget that. Now there's 19 attributes for a box-to-box midfielder. We want to probably aim for, I'm not quite sure, about 14 or 15. I usually go for about maybe sort of 75 to 80% and see what we can get. Now, who have we got here? John Obi Mikel, God. Now there's a lot of Brazilians here. That could be fun. Joe Allen's there. Onatsi. Now, oh, he's a Trabzonspor. He used to play for Lazio. He was in my very first FM save on YouTube. And again, he's only joined this year, so we're looking at the wrong people here. They've only just come into new clubs. Fernando Bob. I wouldn't sign him for the name. Fernando Bob Inler. Quite old at 32, but he could be decent. There's a lot of options here. I'm going to scout all of these. And then the last place we're going to look is left back. I think those are the 3 positions that we need to address. So let's have a look at left backs. Now, I think here we want... I always look at fullback support. That seems to be the default position for a fullback. It's fullback support. So that's what I tend to look at. And then we see what we can play. So whether they can play wing back or not. Let's have a look at about a 9 out of 11. Now, Adriano's there. So there's some options there. Let's put it down to 14. See if we get some more players. Now, Desgiglio. We looked at him before for right back. And he was a little bit pricey. He's out with flu at the moment. What was his price in the end? It was 9.5 to 20.5 million, which is quite a lot for a fullback. I mean, as good as he is. But again, there's some good options here. Now, there's a lot of people there. Let's put this up to 10. Again, let's have a look at some of these. So I think those are the 3 positions that we need to look at improving. So let's see what sort of reports we get in and what sort of prices we get in. That's funny. That's actually true about the whole game. We can still be playing now when we wouldn't have created anything. Awful stuff. Yeah, turgid. That's the word. We were turgid in that game. I like that word, turgid. Carnival Robles on loan. Now, would he play against us in that cup? No. He can play in cup matches though. So, yeah, because he hasn't played at all. You're paying all of his wages, so yeah, he wants out of the club because he doesn't see himself getting into the team. And, what's his name? Stekelenburg and someone else are the first choice keepers. Delafay for a moment was unhappy, but he's okay now. Bayern were interested, but I said no, there was no bid, so there's no point discussing. So yeah, he's back, he's fine, because like I said, Bayern lost interest. Man United just beaten Tottenham, so they have overtaken us and gone top, because we were piss poor against Everton, against Hull rather. We are Everton, goodness sake. Hull now actually off the bottom of the table now. Middlesbrough take the bottom spot. Now, looking at these scout reports, I'm looking at the star ratings. Don't pay too much attention to them, but I like to see them quite high. So the 2s and 3s, I don't really pay too much attention to. You know, I obviously look at the potential squad up. If it's like in the black, if it's like 3 gold and then sort of the rest black, I probably won't pay it too much detail, but it depends on the current ability. If it's a guy who's like 16 or 17, I'd give him a further look. But if they're like 20 and 21, then it's probably not worth looking at them because that potential will probably only end up at like 3 stars. Andre Silva, he's not interested. John Guidetti, that's quite a lot. Plays for Vigo. Is that a loan? Because I know he's at Man City, isn't he? I know he's actually gone now. Free transfer as well. 3 and 7, 7 goals last season. Not a great deal of goals. Mandzukic, no interest. Box-to-box midfielders now. Sergi Darder of Lyon. That's a lot of money. Taymorian is 33. I'm not interested there. Okay, so here's a Nazi. Now, 4.5 to 8.5 isn't a bad fee, actually. And the wage is reasonable. At the moment, he's earning 19.5. This could be a good signing. A Nazi is decent. Does he speak English? Has a full understanding of the language. We're going to put in a bid for a Nazi. He's a ball-winning midfielder, though. I wonder if he can play box-to-box. Generally, his strength's not there, and, you know, finishing and long shots could be better. But other than that, he looks okay. But again, we'll scout him further. We'll see what we can do with him. Vincent Cozziello plays for Nice. Again, doesn't speak English. We don't have a lot of French in the team either, so that might be a problem. Joe Allen, not interested. Shenikov, okay, that's star ratings and tell me a lot. Schmelzer, not interested. Okay, there's some Swedish players here that could have some potential, but they're not all the way up to 5 stars. But their potential's there. In fact, we're in January. Let's have a look at some of the people whose contracts are up. Now, I can't. Who is it that was? Whose contract was up? Berahino, I think. Unless he signed a new deal. I wonder if Berahino could be expiring. So expiring 6 months. So yeah, there's Axel Witsel as well. Now, if you want a box-to-box midfielder, Axel Witsel, is he wanted? Man City interested. How much? 8 to 16 million. We can get him now. Oh, I don't know. That's a big wage though. £84,000 minimum. That's a lot of wage. He would have to be, you know, he would have to start as many games as possible if he's going to be earning that much. He's on 73 grand a week at Zenit. That's a big wage, but that could be an absolutely huge signing. Axel Witsel. So yeah, Berahino's available for a free at the end of the season. Now, those stats, apart from the heading, he's not really going to be heading a lot of balls, but with those crosses, do we want a target man or do we want a forward that can make his way into the box? That finishing the first touch is nice, and he's got pace as well. And actually, the fee's not that bad either, so that could be an option. Left back, Jetro Willems. Willems and Baines, and Oviedo if he stays. That could be really good. Okay, we've got some more left backs to look at here actually. Diogo Barbosa. He's got potential, but he's 24, so we probably won't see that potential at all. There's Cresswell. Wage isn't too bad. Estimated costs 13 to 26 million. Maybe he could be an option. Ben Davies is very solid actually, only 23 as well. High side from Napoli. Can play either side, but that's a big asking price. There's De Sigilio. He could be an option as well. Axel Witsel, who he is. 3.6 to 7 million pounds is not a lot of money. And that wage demand actually is now down to 51. I'm going to put in an offer for Witsel. He would be the box-to-box midfielder of my dreams. If we offer, say 3.6 then, so we're going for 4.6, what does it say? Oh, they like it. Okay, let's go down then. Okay, they submitted a non-negotiable offer. £4.9 million up front. 20% profit from next sale. And £475,000 after 10 caps from Belgium. That's actually not a lot at all. 5.5 million. Let's accept that. Axel Witsel bid in. Now he's not wanted by anybody, so we can get him on a Bosman. Doesn't have the mentality or ability to really challenge in the air. Poor heading ability means he's never likely to be useful in aerial situations. So not really a defending forward back. So he would be better as a wing back. We don't play wing back, so I don't think Williams will be the right player for what we need again. So now these are the guys who I think are out of contract at the end of the season. Yaya Toure. Or Witsel offer is in. We'll play a player in preferred position and role. He wants to play as deep line playmaker though. Long-term aims for the club are win the Premier League in 2018-2019. Let's see what it says to that. He's happy with that. Okay, finalise. Now, what wage do you want? £94,000 a week. That would be our highest earning player. At the moment, it's Casilla on 90, and then Jacob just behind on 89. He would be our highest earning player at that. Let's see if we can get him down a bit. You know, we're not far from a deal actually. I'm sticking to that 83 though. He's sticking at 90. That's good. £83,000 a week for Witsel for a player as good as that is good. 27 is at his peak. He would be ideal. Man City though may well jump in. That's going to be tough. Buying a bid for Lukaku, £30 million initial fee could rise to 43. That's not enough. I want 60 there. Let's see what that says. They've negotiated. Oh god. Right, 60 there. £83 million potential value. Okay, right. They've gone non-negotiable. 34.5 up front. Potential value in excess of 65 million. Okay, you watch Lukaku come storming into the office now. Oh, okay. Lukaku's set to stay. So unless that's just not up to date, then we'll have to see. But it looks like he's set on staying here because, well, we're top of the league, aren't we? Okay, I'm going to leave that there for today because I've been recording for an hour and 10 minutes. So I'm going to cut this down as much as I can. Might be a bit of a long one still, but we'll have to wait and see. So just a bit of an insight into how I do my transfers, really, how my transfer dealings are done. So yeah, next time round we could well be seeing Axel Witsel as a new player. We're looking at strikers, we're looking at left backs, and yeah, we'll wait and see. But next time round, we're going to do that Chelsea game at home, and we're going to take on Bournemouth. And yeah, this is we're into February actually, so that will be all our transfers done. So do we want to do that, or do we want to do like a deadline day thing? I'm not quite sure. I'll decide later to the time. Depends on how our transfer dealings go. So that's going to do it for this video. Thank you for watching. If you enjoyed it, leave a like down below. Leave any comments you want to make. If you like the new camera, let me know. It's like a Logitech webcam. It's HD. It looks good. It's going to be the same one that I use for streaming as well. So let me know what you think about that. And if you want to see videos as and when they turn up on YouTube, hit subscribe. I'm almost at 250 subs, which is really cool. So keep it going. The support since the new game came out has been fabulous. Keep it going. Really appreciate it. Thank you very much. But that's going to do it for today. Thank you for watching. I'll see you in the next one. Goodbye.